Well, hi again, everyone. I'm Bill Sheridan with the Maryland Association of CPAs. We've spent a lot of time in the last few years talking up the huge potential that social media has to really transform the way that business gets done today. Unfortunately, that seems to be a fairly foreign concept to a lot of folks in the CPA profession. So I thought I'd talk to some CPAs themselves and let them tell us how they've benefited from using social media. And I found a few CPAs who were willing to do that at CPA Day in Annapolis. So that's what I'm going to do today is just let them tell their social media stories to you. So you're going to hear from, in order, Sharon Gabinski. She's a senior manager with Santos Postal and Company. Also, Barrett Young. He's a staff accountant with Lakes and Company. And Dominic Sini, a partner with Sini Accounting. They're going to give you a taste of what social media has done for them personally, and also maybe give a little bit of advice about how you can get started yourselves. Let's take a listen.
Well, I have become active in Twitter. I'm on LinkedIn. I've recently started posting to my Facebook page, and I also blog. So I'm a little busy.
Yeah. Of all that stuff, what do you find works best for you, or what gives you the most traction socially?
I think actually Twitter, I use that strictly 100% professionally, and I read everything that I post. So actually it has a dual purpose. It actually keeps me very informed because I'm reading a lot before I'm posting articles and so on. And then it also gets my name out there. And I have almost 1,000 followers now, which is nice considering I don't post anything about what I did Saturday night or whatnot. It's all industry related, CPA and fraud
I
related.
have a professional blog. I blog at mdcpeh.wordpress.com. It's pronounced Maryland CPA, wordpress.com. I also have a Twitter account at CP_EH, CPA Twitter account. I have a professional Facebook page, and they're all linked together, and I ping them through ping.fm to update them all simultaneously. I use my Twitter account to follow everyone. I follow CPAs, I follow the Journal of Accountancy, I follow the IRS, I follow tax laws, I follow the MACPA, the Virginia Association of CPAs, or Society of CPAs, and I just use all of that to keep up to date on the latest things that are happening, usually days or even weeks before another CPA in our office will get the email from the AICPA with the latest updates.
In addition to the professional contacts, which are great, I've also retained clients through this. In November and December of last year, I brought in two significant new clients. That one was from a referral of another CPA in Owings Mills that we follow each other, and his practice is strictly tax. So someone contacted him about needing an audit, so he referred that to me. So now they are my client. And another client reads my blog before she became a client and needed a lot of tax advice and so on. So now I'm helping her with those issues, and now she's going to be a client going forward for their tax preparation.
One of the benefits is like that, staying on top of things, knowing something's coming down 3 days a week before one of my bosses does, just making them aware of something that's going to change. It brings me up to date and makes me think about things that we should be letting our clients know about with the 1099s and some of the various issues that impact them directly, so that they're not finding out about it on the news before they hear it from us. And I think that's one of the more important things, staying connected with your clients so that they're not responding to something that you haven't been proactive on. Another area that benefits me is just meeting a lot of other people. I met Tom, and the only reason Tom is interested in me is because I have a Twitter account and I like social media. But that's a connection that we share. And through Tom, I've met Bill, and I've met Jody, and I've met Jason, and I've met other bloggers and other professionals and CPAs all through that. So I have people following me from California and Ohio and North Carolina, and they're all interested, and they all participate with me, and they all ask me questions. And I get to ask them questions. Like Jason Blummer down in North Carolina is miles ahead of where I am, but he's where I want to be. but because we are connected through social media, I'm able to just drop him a line anytime and ask him something, and his firm is 5 years ahead probably of where I am, and he's able to walk me through some of the areas that worked and didn't work. So I've been able to join his network that he has there as well. Blogging has also just allowed me to be personal about how I feel about taxes and different things, to be real, and people benefit from that. They've left comments that said, wow, that's the exact same thing I was feeling. And I appreciate seeing your interpretation of this, and it's really opened up a lot of possibilities for that, to make me kind of another source for people to go to for information.
The best advice I would say is start slow. Don't try to join all the social media sites and then hope you're going to post to them on a regular basis. You're just not. Start slow, pick one that you enjoy, one that you agree with, one that's convenient, and make your posts. See if you get a response. Play with the posts. Send out something funny, send out something boring, that kind of thing. See if you get any real good feedback. And then once you develop that one system, you kind of begin to know it works. And then you can move that into other areas of social media. And that's what I think is the best way to go when you're first starting out.
Social media is easy to get into slowly. You can go as fast as you want to and get in as technologically advanced as you want to. You can have all of your devices synced up to the exact same thing, and you're pulling in all these feeds on your iPhone or something like that. But it's also very easy for just a beginner, and we've seen that with blogging. Anyone can blog. If you can type something, you can blog. And Blogger is a great website just for a starting, no frills, basic blog. And that just requires you to go on there and type something up and post it. You don't have to know anything about JavaScript or anything about Flash or anything, all these other internet capabilities. You don't need to know that for Blogger. From there, I'd say you move up to like something like WordPress.com that allows you a little bit more functionality, but you still don't need to know the professional parts of web page design. And between those two sites, it allows any firm that wants to get started for free and really easily with little time commitment, very little time commitment, to have a presence out there. And that's more important, I think, than having a professional web page that's just a template that is provided to you by your profession, and you just fill in your name and it puts you up there, and it looks no different than all the other CPAs out there. Just the commitment of doing one blog post a week gives you an online presence that your clients are already looking for out there. And that's the most important thing, is our clients are already online getting advice about financial stuff and accounting things through Investopedia or through the Wall Street Journal or Yahoo Finance. But so they bring their ideas to us, and we have to shoot them down sometimes if they're wrong. It's more important, I think, that we be out there and we are the first web page that they go to when they have a question about something. So that it's because they're going to be more likely to Google something than they are to give us a phone call. And we have to realize that, and we have to acknowledge that it's a fact, not just fight against it and say we don't like that, but go to where they're at and be where they're Googling, so that our name is the first thing that pops up for you.
Quite know where to begin.
I would suggest what I did is when the whole social media arena sort of was becoming a little more well known in the industry, I started small. A lot of times when you bite off too much, it's overwhelming. So I thought, okay, I'm going to start I was already on LinkedIn, so I thought I'll beef that up a little bit, and I'm also going to start on Twitter. So I set up my Twitter account, and I sort of would use the hashtags to search out people that I was interested in what they were writing. And I just followed them for a little while without even posting anything, to sort of get the feel and to see, sort of model after who I wanted to follow. That I thought, okay, well, there's going to be people that are going to want to follow me then, basically. So I sort of developed my own personal theme and started reading a lot and putting up articles, would comment a little bit on other people's items, didn't put anything personal in at all. And it just evolved. And then there's so many platforms out there you can use now to where you can schedule your tweets. You don't have to be on constantly. If you have an hour in the morning, you might read a couple journals, put up some articles throughout the day. So it kind of you're getting a presence throughout the day, but you're not actually sitting at your desk putting this up constantly, basically. And then once you sort of get your feet wet with that, you can also link what you're posting on Twitter to your LinkedIn account. You can post the same things on your Facebook account. And I enjoy blogging. I know it's not for everybody. It can be time consuming depending on how much you want to devote to it. But I think that also has really gotten my name out, to prospective clients or colleagues, and so on. I recently went to a conference last month that was for CPAs, with my size firm, sort of just bouncing ideas off of each other. And it's amazing how many are not using any type of social media at all, whether individuals or the firm having a presence. And when I brought up that I am starting to retain clients from it, well, then everybody was thinking, wow, we need to look into this. We need to learn how to do this. And it's not hard. You just have to try and just be consistent about what your goal is and what you're posting.